Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk, we gon' have fun. We be on fire, we be lit. It's a unique hustle, big.
Check it. It's a unique hustle. It's your boy ECO, and I'm here with the lovely, amazing, official Miss Jamaica. What's going on?
None of my day gone. I want y'all to stop what you're doing right now. Go like, subscribe, follow us from all social media platforms. What I mean on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it, we're on it. Just Google us, Boss Talk Podcast 101. We'll pop up first in line, I guarantee you. But y'all see us in the streets and talk about, man, I love what y'all doing. Keep up the good work. How can we be a part of Boss Talk? This is how you can be a part of Boss Talk. Under each and every interview, including this one right here in the description section below, there's a link that says join our membership. Click that link, follow all the instructions. That's how you get to see all the exclusive content. Y'all been asking us, where's this interview? Where's that interview? You got to be a member to see it. Or go ahead and download our app at Boss Talk 101 on any Apple and Google store. Thank you in advance, and we love you.
Man, listen, man, I got a guy here today who don't need no introduction. If you've seen you probably already done seen the food, because I'm clipping everything. I'm going to tell you something. I done had a good time up in here today.
Y'all ladies, I want to say thank you for bringing this delicious, steaming, hot food for Boss Talk 101. Tell me about what it is that you have right now.
Today we brought you guys some catfish, some shrimp, some grits, some chicken with some good old deep fried waffles and some gravy on the side right here for you.
This brother right here, man, listen, he done been on here before, so this might surprise y'all a little bit, but he back with a lot more to offer, man. Mr. Rickey Booker is in the building, Breakfast Brothers in the building. I don't even know how to introduce him, man. What's going on, man? This is my partner, man.
Friends to the end. I just don't care on the
I'm
lives.
so proud of you, bro. When I look at the city and what everything is going on, man, it's just such a delight to see how you moving, man, and for our culture. I just love what you're doing, man. Thank you very much.
And keep on opening locations. Congratulations on your new location in Arlington.
Mm-hmm.
It is bigger than all your other locations. So how did you feel about opening that one?
Well,
what took you so long?
Well, sometimes you got to make sure that chicken and waffles are selling at the other location. Get that money. This is real life. This ain't got nothing to do with anything else. Real life. Actually, I'm gonna keep it real when it comes to the point of we don't go look for the locations that actually come to us. It's like almost everything I've done in my life. It's like when God actually get involved with what it is that you really do and what your real purpose is, it seems like it's so much easier. Mm-hmm. And this location came about. I got a call from the developer in that area. It's no different than the first original Barton and then the Oak Cliff area one too. So they called up on, and every location we went and searched for and looked for, we could never get. So sometimes you're forced. So now we just sit back and let it come to us, and that's how this one came. We knew we needed a bigger one. We knew we wanted to be in the area where it's high traffic, which we don't have the problem when people are supporting Breakfast Brothers, so they come in no matter where it's at. But this one is in downtown Arlington. It's called the Urban Union District, right? It's Phase 2, entertainment Phase 2 is what they're calling it. So
it's always jumping over there?
Always.
And because you're already in Arlington, your original one was in Arlington, so you already have people there who are looking for and wishing for another location. Because you would think that you'd put one in another city. Right. You know, but to have two in the same city.
It's no different. I tell everybody, why'd you do that? Two of them in Arlington. Well, I feel like I want to be like Chick-fil-A and Denny's and IHOP. So they got a Denny's and IHOPs every 5 miles. Why can't we have a Breakfast Brothers every 5 miles?
And you can. That's the whole game. It's about service, right? Right. It's about service. Good customer service can get you wherever you need to be, right?
Have you ever been somewhere where they had mediocre food and the customer service was amazing and you went back?
Yeah. Yes.
You've been to places the food is amazing and the hospitality and service is terrible, you don't go back. So to hand in hand, it's hard work. We've developed almost pretty much both. We still got some work to do when it comes to personalities and hospitality dealing, but we go through employees and staffing to get what it is that we need. But those things, I think we got the food down and the personality and the staff we're working on now. So that goes hand in hand.
When I visited Breakfast Brothers over there at Redbird, I believe it was James, the little brother name.
Joseph.
Is it
Joseph.
James or Joseph?
Joseph.
Was it Joseph? Because he wanted me to give him a shout out. I wanted to make sure I get that in here.
Yeah,
Because he did really good.
Yeah, Joseph was really, really very much on top of what was going on, man. I said, man, I like this, brother. So, and man, just the way that the customer, man, I brought those guys from L.A. and Compton over there. And man, they loved it, bro. The one guy said, "This gonna be my spot."
He said, "Every time
when
I come
to
town,
Dallas, I will be right here."
You know what you saying that Breakfast Brothers is becoming the hub for a lot of celebrities and a lot of. I'm just gonna say everybody is celebrities when it comes to come to me, and when it comes to that part of it, a lot of who's who is starting to come to Breakfast Brothers. They fly in. And their first stop is Breakfast Brothers. They get ready to fly out. The first stop they go before they fly out is Breakfast Brothers. We have people stage their luggage. Uber drivers and Lyft drivers are dropping them off to come eat at Breakfast Brothers. That's a true story.
That's crazy.
What's his name? 85 South, Chico Bean.
That's my boy.
He's at Breakfast Brothers in our original one every other week by himself.
He goes everywhere by himself too.
Oh my God. I talked to him, now he comes so much now the staff don't take pictures, they speak, and he's like a regular, But Chico Bean stays coming there.
Shout out to Chico Bean, man. Hey, man, we talked a few weeks ago, man. That's my guy, man.
Yeah.
I always supported the channel, man, but definitely got good taste because you've been having, when you took me over there the first time and introduced me to those red velvet waffles and lamb chops, when he was there, it was something else.
Lamb chops are good.
He was bringing food. I couldn't even eat all the food. He just started bringing me stuff. I said, what's going on? This man must know I'm hungry. I don't want him to know. You know what I'm saying? But you showed us so much love, man. Like, how does it feel to have been in business as long as you have now that you got your feet wet and you see how it is? From the beginning to now, what's the thing that you're most proud of?
The support from our culture. Even me, I'm going to put myself in that too. We're our biggest critics. And if you can win us over and sustain it, because you got to look at it. People don't know this. We're 17% of the dollar. I'm not saying we're 17% when it comes to power of the dollar. 17% of our culture is spending money with us. And people say, well, man, Southern Joe Blow's closed down. They didn't close down because they couldn't sustain, they had good food. They couldn't sustain because once we get to the point where it becomes old news, is not hype anymore, we go away. And so just say 17% of the dollar goes away and you wasn't able to get other cultures to embrace your brand, then you close down. So with that saying, the most thing that I love the most, that 17% is that we're sustaining it and our culture is supporting us. And then the thing is about it, if we have that 1% that get upset and get online and rip you to pieces, because we're known for that.
So you get that as well.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah, you can't. My grandfather said this, in a speech a long time ago. You can't please everybody, but that 1% is like the song that Jay-Z had, 99 problems, but ain't one. That we can have 99 good things go on in at the restaurant, and they know Mr. Rickey coming because that one problem. I'm coming for you for that one problem.
Wow.
And I'll find who that customer is, and I'll call that customer.
Really?
And yes, and ask them to give us a redo. I'm not asking you, I'm not disrespecting you that you don't have any money, none of that. I just need for me to pay for it. Regardless, you can get it to go, whatever. We have off days. People have personality identities at the time. People go through stuff. That's human nature. But allow me to fix it.
So you've never ran into a situation where, because you have some people who just, no matter where they go, they cause problem.
Oh yeah.
So you never ran into that situation when the person that you call is still a problematic person?
Absolutely. And this is how I handled it.
How?
I said, just listen to me. And then give me your address, I'll deliver it to you. When they finally calm down and I have to deliver, I've delivered some food from Redbird a couple years ago all the way to North Dallas into some apartments by myself. And when I got over there, she answered the door and she was pregnant. I said, oh, that's why you so mad. You hangry. You feeding for two. And I said, baby girl, you don't have to do that. I got you. And she calmed down there. But I feel like I can reach anybody. Because this is genuine. When it's genuine, I'm not trying to, if I can't do it and you say no, okay, cool. I've seen people that come back in and I walk up to their table and say, I'm so glad you came back, because the other day I called you didn't want nothing to do with Breakfast Brothers. You okay now? You must have got a boyfriend now. And they should laugh.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you hear what I said, she. Majority of that 1% is always a woman.
You ain't got to tell
Because
me.
men aren't that picky. Men not going to put it this way.
Nah.
They might be picky, but they're not going to go online and write a review.
We don't care about
They're not
that.
going to do all that. They just won't come back.
Won't come back.
But you see, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because you're not given the opportunity to rectify anything with men when they're dissatisfied with the service or anything. A woman now, you can rectify that.
Right.
You know? But one more question, because he mentioned something and I want to address that. What is your secret to keeping that 17% or in your store? Because
Engaged, yeah. Coming
because
back.
how do you keep that? Because other restaurants or companies haven't been able to do that.
I'm an owner that's hands-on. You know, I'm a CEO that's hands-on. I run all the see all the social media page. I have assistant. You know, everybody knows as Luscious. She does a lot of the
She back here. She done pulled up.
Okay.
Finally.
She finally made it.
There she is right there behind you.
Okay. But what I do is, the first thing that everybody do in this social media world is post a picture. And if I get it and I see it, I say, whoa, wait a minute. I screenshot it and I send it to our company, our group. We have groups of each location. Say, who cooked this chicken? Who cooked this, put this waffle on the plate? So I identify
Wow.
from the pictures, from the preparation of the food, how it looked.
So they can know who prepared it because of how it looked?
Absolutely. And
Because you create so many plates a day.
Because this is what it is. So if you got a teamwork that has software that tells you how to schedule people, and you have a shift, and I know it's 3 cooks from 8 a.m. to 12, and I got that picture at 10:30, I know Joseph did that.
Okay.
And then, Joseph, you cooked this chicken. What's going on? Is the grease dirty? Where's the shift manager? I want to talk. So I have a full-blown meeting with that whole staff, and we go over the preparation of the plates, the look, and all that. So if an expo was plating it to send it out to a customer, or bag it to send it out to a customer, allowed it to go out like that. Wow. My motto at the restaurant is, if you won't eat it, why would you send it out to a customer that's helping you get your paycheck?
So you have multiple people who is checking that one plate before it goes out.
Absolutely. To get hired at Breakfast Brothers, you can't just get hired. We have a 2-week orientation onboarding. When you get online and go to Breakfast Brothers, check to join the team, I have a human resource that call and screen them, ask them a series of questions. And if they don't pass the series of questions, they don't come in to get an interview. If they pass the series of questions, they come in and get the interview. And then they get the interview with that department head in person. And they get asked a different series of questions in person. If they pass that, then they come in the onboarding and they watch the videos of how Breakfast Brothers was started, the origin of Breakfast Brothers. And if they become a server, they watch hospitality videos on how their job is going to do and how we do the culture of Breakfast Brothers. Then they do the paperwork. Then they go 2 weeks training. And the last week, they may work 2 weeks in training, and last week they sit down with me and I ask them their last series of questions. And if they pass me, then they get their uniforms. If they don't pass me, they just got a free 2 weeks worth of work. So we don't just hire on impulse anymore. You can't.
I believe that's the key to success, because you're going the extra mile in so many ways that you've discussed everything that you've shared with us today. Going to the house to say, hey man, what happened? Whether it was the young pregnant young lady or whatever the case may be, going the extra mile on how you bring people in, orientation, all that stuff is the extra mile concept. Napoleon Hill, what's that boy? Secret Minds of a Millionaire, T. Harv Eker.
Yeah.
Like, those are the concepts that win when you go the extra mile, when you don't tell people you're going to do this and do that and you don't do it. And I think a lot of times people, we lukewarm too much in certain situations. When it comes to business, you can't be lukewarm.
These days you can, because what people do and how hard we work for our money, you cannot make mistakes. And just like, and Luscious will tell you, being around me, you can't just be good.
No.
You got to be great.
That's right.
If you don't want to be great, I get it. This is just not the place for you.
That's right. That's right. Well, how are you preparing for, within the next 5 years, I'd say every aspect of the game is changing. I think AI is going to be something that's going to become more and more aggressive. Are you thinking about that? Are you trying to get yourself prepared to understand how that dynamic is going to work? Because it's coming.
Yeah, in business, especially in restaurant, they use this word a lot. Day-to-day operations. I'm gonna repeat that. Day-to-day, meaning day-to-day. I don't think what's happening in 5 years. Because if I start thinking what's happening in 5 years, I try to create my day-to-day before 5 years. And what's in front of me now is what we have to fix. 5 years later, if they got robots, by the time I'm up to there, I'm already on autopilot to where we just go right into the day-to-day operations of the AI system.
Correct.
So that's where I look at things. I don't never pay attention to the competition. And I feel like you get distracted when you do that.
I said that because a lot of people, when you go look at the way things are, people are something else. Like when Facebook first hit, people, I ain't getting on that Facebook. I remember that. When Instagram first came out, oh man, I'm not going to be putting all my pictures up there. Somebody going to take my picture and don't tell them where my picture going to be. Now, 20 years have passed, 15 years have passed, and these people now have let their guards down, and they're welcoming it in. Now, if they'd have started off earlier, some of these people would have been multimillionaires with the business concept. It kind of goes back to the post office and emails. When emails first came, they didn't want to accept it. They wanted to hold on to the way things used to be, and emails took over, and at that point now, you remember over there on Sylvania, I believe it was, they started laying people off.
Over there at the post office.
Because they couldn't deal with the way that people was transferring information. So that's why I asked you about AI. It's going to be a thing where you have to accept certain things that you're not used to, and if you don't do it in a fast way, you might miss out on something big.
Right. And that's the thing is about it, we get ahead of the game when it comes to AI. Some of the things that you do when you come to software that you add to your restaurants and all those things, it give you reportings to where you can keep up.
Right.
So AI is a transitioning already in the restaurant industry. So that's part of the day-to-day operations. It's the same thing. It's kind of like we said early on, I said, man, you've been in this building a long time, 20 years.
Yeah.
This podcast is all over the place. What makes E and Miss Jamaica podcast different? I'm going to tell you what makes it different. Consistency.
That's right.
You didn't, because you had to go interview little Donald. Little Donald, then he had 2 followers. You didn't care. Y'all interviewed Little Donald. Y'all interviewed Sally with 3 followers. Y'all stay consistent until Little Donald turned into 200,000.
Yeah.
Then Little Donald came back. Right. So the same thing. People respect you when you come back to the point of understanding the tenacity of helping them build. You build with people that y'all talk to now. Like you say, you talked to me 3 times.
That's
you
right.
build with me.
That's right.
You seen the direction that I went in, and you respect that. It don't. So considering you got podcasts, they won't go talk to Little Donnie, but they got a podcast, and you go look at their podcast, they got 500 followers because they won't go build with Little Donnie.
That's right. The game's so crazy, and I don't mean to cut you, but the game, while we're on that subject, the game's so crazy, they'll bypass, they'll try to. You can go buy subscribers. You can go buy and make it look a certain way.
Right.
But it doesn't have that sauce. It doesn't have that punch.
Don't have no organic conversations. You go buy it and all that, and you go look at it. You see 100 Asian people, 100 Hispanic people, 100 this, and you got 1 comment. It's like you got 50,000 followers. You got 100 comments from people that don't even follow you back.
They ain't even talking about the subject you're talking about.
It's
a bot.
Yeah, that's not.
So but that is something that you have to be careful of too, because that's happening a lot. It's just so many different ways. But true service, man, is just basically just man going at it consistently, like you said.
You know, I tell you this is a difference between, I say this in interviews. It's different. Hospitality and service is different.
That's right.
You take your car to General Motors. I'm just gonna say Freedom Chevrolet for service. You take your Mercedes to Park Place Mercedes for hospitality. You take it there, they give you a loaner, you can have coffees, they give you danishes, donuts, and all. It's so to the point it's kind of weird. But that's a difference. Service and hospitality different. You get the hospitality at the Lexus dealership and the Mercedes dealership over a Chevrolet dealership.
That's right. That's why I drive that Sewell Cadillac.
That's right.
They take care of you.
They take care of you.
Yeah, we don't get donuts, but we do get cookies.
yeah, but the same thing.
But okay, so okay, this question, because I'm trying to remember my receipt. So on my receipt, you give us the option to tip. Because I know a lot of these restaurants nowadays, especially in Texas, I'm seeing where they're adding the tip and everything
Gratuity.
into the gratuity already into it. How comes you don't do that? And what are the benefits and disadvantages of both?
I put it this way. I hate it. I despise it. And we got a default to where it's 6 or more. I still hate that part of it. I still gotten rid of that. And, you know, back and forth when I was working in a restaurant, the servers used to always get mad at me by doing that. I said, well, if you become a real server, then you don't have to worry about forcing somebody to pay. You realize if I force 6 people to pay me, they're going to give me $3. But if I give them good hospitality and service, 6 people might give me $80, $20 a piece. It's an individual. This has nothing to do with force feeding people. So I'm against force feeding people to pay a gratuity price. I'm not with that. And if somebody does it outside of me and sneak it in or whatever, because sometimes managers they try to be team leaders to support their team to make them strong, and then they get through and then to come back to me. And how it come back to me, because once again, a customer say, man, you know, we was at Breakfast Brothers, I love the food, but man, I had 3 people at the table and they put a 20% gratuity on me. And I look at it, what store it is, and get on the phone, call. Let me speak to whoever the general manager is. Let me speak to who done this, and that. It shouldn't been like that. I said the timestamp is this and the customer's name is this. They go back and check. People have gotten fired at Breakfast Brothers for secretly doing that.
Really?
I do not play games when it comes to that, because I'm looking like this. You know, I become a business owner now, but I'm still a customer at Bay that go out and buy food and do stuff too. So things that I don't like, that I see that causes problem for other restaurants, I make sure that we stay away from that.
Because I understand both ways. I understand that there are some people out there, even when they get great customer service and stuff like that, they don't tip great. You know, they might leave $3, $4, whatever, when they have 10 people at the table and great customer service, all of that. But I just hate being forced to, especially when I get bad customer service. And can you actually go to them and say, no, I had bad customer service, can you take this tip off? I do not want to be charged tip because I'm not going to leave a tip. Can you do that?
You can do that, but it depends on, like I said, at Bay, who their leader is that allowing them to do that. You might get in a big argument when it comes to that point. And I look at it this way: if you got 10 or 15 people that's going out and eating, they leave a couple of dollars. You got to look at majority of what our food cost is as a restaurant to add it to the menu. This make a lot of people mad too. They don't realize you have to buy this food to resell to be profitable. So if my ticket come for 2 people at a breakfast spot, $85, I might leave $5 because really I only had a $100 bill to floss with my date that I'm with. So I can't really leave $25 because I'm over my budget now.
Right.
Back in the day when it used to be for 2 people, $40 for breakfast, I can leave $25 and you know I look good to the server and look good to my date. Not no more. We had high inflation on everything when it comes to that. So that's I look at all those too. You can't get mad if the group of people didn't pay enough tip. That's your job. You in the service industry as an individual, you train to make sure that's how you make money. Because at any time, I always tell every server this: at any time, you don't have to worry about a customer swinging Breakfast Brothers doors, because me and my marketing team is sending customers to Breakfast Brothers. Wow. So you're the one with the problem if you can't make at least $200 a day at Breakfast Brothers. And once we figure that out, we usually pull the plug on the individuals.
I want to ask you, like, when you first started and you bumped into this whole, you know, the cooking in the back of the club, and you know, then you end up now all of a sudden you got all this going on. Like, did you ever see it being this way? No,
because I cooked all my life. For my family at home, I come from a background of cooks, from my grandmothers, my mom's sisters, everybody. It's just in me, but I never wanted to do it for a living. People don't realize cooking and being passionate about it, you love it, but it's a lot of time and effort.
That's right.
Doing that. So when we put the little black shack in behind the club, is because we didn't have a kitchen and we wanted to have some food, because club owners want some greasy food at the end of the night, regardless if it's a barbecue truck outside the club or then. When we finally figured out that we need, instead of having a barbecue man come, we wanted our own food. That's what we did. We put a little black trailer behind the entertainment club, and And at that time, we still wasn't putting this into a Breakfast Brothers business. We was putting it into having food for the customers.
That's right.
And that's where it started, from King of Diamonds to Pink Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that point, and then the story went to the point when we got the little trailer. The city was getting mad because they was coming for all the traffic at Pink Lounge. Found out we had a little trailer was cooking in. They made us shut it down because we didn't have permits for it. Hell, I didn't know what permits were. I didn't know you needed to know what permit. Barbecue man and pull up at every club in the neighborhood. They ain't got no damn permits.
No, he moving.
We eating that barbecue.
That's right.
And got bubble guts the next morning from drinking Hennessy all night, eating ribs and baked potatoes.
That's
We
right.
didn't care nothing about that, but that's when we finally figured out, man, people want this food.
Yeah.
And that's when from that point to where we want to keep it survive, we couldn't bring it back to Pink Lounge. So I went and sat down with DG and say, hey man, I want to rent your kitchen. He said, what you want to do in this kitchen? I showed him the menu and he said, oh man, that you? I be hearing about this all the time. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, let's do it. So we did it. In 6 months, I get a call from RCI, Dean Writing with RCI. You know, RCI is the moguls. They own Silver City, Cabaret East, Onyx, Foxy's, what's the Bombshells.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, hey, I want you to do the exact same thing you did with DG's. And I said, what's that? I want you to come over and bring the food. So I did that. We had a meeting. We went into Cab East and did Cab East, took off.
Wow.
Then he wanted me to do all the brands. He wanted me to do Odessa, Austin, San Antonio, and Midland. And I said, cool. Went and visited all of them, got ready to put all the Breakfast Brothers inside of all the clubs, and pandemic came and wiped it all out.
Wow. But God, it still was a plan in that. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
What's been your biggest obstacle, just the biggest hurdle that you've had in all your success?
Trying to position people that I wanted it more for them than they wanted for themselves.
Okay. And how tough is that being?
Oh, very tough. And you have to, and I'm not into hiring people, and I don't feel good about firing people. I give sometimes my loyalty is
to a fault.
Right. And I hurt I hurt our business a lot by being loyal to people that didn't care about being loyal to us.
Okay.
So I'm just keep that real. That's the biggest hurdle of trusting people and trying to make them something that they just ain't gonna be.
Yeah.
Everybody, they say this, everybody just can't go with you.
That's real. That's real. Rickey, do you even care about the music anymore? You used to be a music guy.
I love the music. I love the music. I always will love music. I love fancy cars. I got a whole room for sneakers. I'm a sneakerhead at my age. I love watches. I love it all. But when Breakfast Brothers start working for us, I had a hit record. Breakfast Brothers was my hit record. I didn't have to ask the DJ to play it. I didn't have to go to no radio stations and tell a story about how come I need my record to start in the mix show. I didn't have to do none of that. And when I wanted Breakfast Brothers to change the recipe or add something, I didn't have to argue with him.
Man, I think last time Fat Pimp was on here and he was talking about, that's your guy. The Boogie movement is kind of resurfacing.
Mm-hmm.
It's been recirculating. People been bending and all kind of stuff. I mean, for you to see it when it took off and to be so closely niched to it is the reason why I asked you about the music.
Right.
And what do you think about it and it resurfacing? Do you think it's is it a staple in Dallas? Is it a Dallas thing? Or what do you think about the Boogie movement?
The Boogie movement was a staple of that. I'm going to tell you, I was part of it with B-Ham, Fat Pimp,
of course,
the Row, the Party Boys. I was in that era. And when I say it's a staple, you got to understand something. You just think about what I'm getting ready to say. Everything that we did, other cities did. When Chris Brown and them and they started doing Teach Me How to Dougie, and they did the little cats from Cali, and Chris Brown was doing. They just switched it up a little bit. The Rickey Bobby dance, the Dougie dance. B-Hamp and Lil Will end up being in those guys' video. They paid homage, but then you look at this, and I go as far as back. You got Young Nation.
That's right.
I'm just gonna keep it real. The Three Amigos to me just was Young Nation.
Yeah.
You look at, you remember Young Black?
Yeah.
Young Black was really rich.
She was just on there. Yeah.
So look at the identity. When I say the identity of what the Boogie movement done for Dallas and what it done for other cities. This is my opinion, y'all, because I don't want to be caught up in no. We on Boss Talk 101.
Yeah,
We started talking about restaurants. I'm in the restaurant business. I don't want nothing to do with the rest of it.
But let's be clear. He was definitely very deeply involved in the Boogie movement and his processing his way through the Dallas scene, the music. I can honestly say that because of our past conversations. Now, give me the spiel. Now, don't try to play. We value your opinion.
He was about to say something, but he just had to just
pull it up.
Yeah.
I was just saying, talking about how West Coast and how Atlanta and Dallas being in the middle as DFW, how we was very instrumental of being the Boogie movement is our culture. People call it whatever. We dance, gangsters dance, boogie, and all that. They do that in California. They call it
crip walk.
Crip walk. OT Genesis, he got it down.
Love it, boy, I love it.
Snoop Dogg
got it
doing
down.
a little bit slow now, but he got it down.
Shout out to Snoop Dogg.
They crip walk, we boogie.
That's right.
Who can you recall?
Here we go.
Who started the Boogie movement?
Here we go.
If you can recall, because some people say the same
got a different answer.
but some people say different things. So you were in that era.
Here we go.
So you should know who started.
Give it up
to you. Who started the Boogie movement?
Okay, y'all. we it's like, again, I'm in the restaurant business, y'all. I'm out of there, but I got to tell the facts that I know, my opinion of what I thought.
Right.
It used to be a pool hall in Arlington. Mm-hmm. Called Rag Daddies.
Right.
Fat Pimp was a producer of his own music, and he created the song Rag Daddy.
So that's the first Boogie song you heard?
That I remember, and it's created from a pool hall that called Rag Daddy. If everybody remembers, it was a pool hall called Rag Daddy. And Fat Pimp started a song, Rag Daddy. Do the Rag Daddy. And he started that, and he started doing beats for different people. He went to TSU in Houston, he was doing beat. Him and Ray Paul done Get Money. Maserati, all of these things started occurring from Pat, and Fat even helped produce some of the songs. His if you go listen to Fat Pimp's old song, you hear old fire detectors in the songs from where they didn't change the battery in the studio. You can hear the fire detector beeping. So Fat, to me, what I know, what I see, I moved to Dallas in '94, so I've been in Dallas as long as I was, and growing up as a man, where I was born and raised in Oklahoma City. But the first thing I remember that started the Boogie was the Rag Daddy, Fat Pimp. Now, if it's something before then, I can be corrected. But I ain't just saying this because I managed Fat and I was around the situation. But Fat had a manager former before me, Wale. But them boys, him, Jay Chat, and all them boys went on a serious movement with the Rag Daddy. And Jay Chat was a road manager. And everybody know who Jay Chat is. He was the guy that was doing the Rag Daddy, and all of that. But to me, from my knowledge, I'm thinking Fat Pimp was a big advocate of that.
Wow. Man, you all the way down here from Oklahoma City originally, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what's the biggest difference between, and I know it's going to be because of the people, but living in Dallas and what's your pros and cons for living in Dallas or living in Oklahoma City?
Oklahoma City, I'm still am that to this day. We was very West Coast influence. Okay. When in Oklahoma City was real into West Coast music. And back when I was growing up, when Dallas came to Oklahoma City, it was the 808 Nemesis, Ron C. and all that. So when we connected that and we started bridging that gap, the music started coming to that point. When I say the difference in Dallas to me is bigger, and it's a lot more opportunities, and Oklahoma City has became a city to where there's a lot more opportunities too, but it's a smaller version to where our culture sticks together. Oklahoma City is almost kind of like Houston is. You can't go to Oklahoma City and think you'd be a new guy and start a business, and I won't call it checking in. It ain't considered as checking in, but it's almost like it's a culture. They got DJ Wayne and his things there. They got different things. BC is there. He's at a dispensary. Corey Sutter, everybody know him at Scissorhands. You got some people that really is Oklahoma. I'm Oklahoma bred, and I understand the movement of the city. So, the difference to me never was a difference because my mindset and my thought process came from Oklahoma City, but when I got to Dallas, I started learning the different ways of how to prepare to be a better businessman. Wow. The city was big enough for me to broaden my horizons when it came to that part of it.
And even being in Oklahoma, when you were in Oklahoma before you came here, did you knew you were going to be an entrepreneur?
I didn't have any idea. I just was I feel like I wanted something bigger. I feel like I couldn't breathe anymore. Because
the reason why I say that, because you come from a family of, the first entrepreneurs doing all of that. That's why I'm like, it's in you. It's so funny how kids can fight it, but in the long run, you end up going right to it.
The thing is about it, you got to look at this part. Like my great uncles, my grandfather, they all had major nightclubs, juke joints. Right. They had one of the long-lasting nightclubs, juke joints from like the 60s to the 70s to the 80s. It's called a country club. Okay. Everybody from Arkansas, Louisiana, Kansas used to come to Oklahoma just for the spot. So my dad, his brothers, they all was businessmen. My grandmother had, she had her own church next to her house. They used to do fish fries. She used to sell food. And her mother had land too. So she was an entrepreneur of that, selling. Back in the days when the times used to be where you buy numbers, my grandmother was selling numbers, almost kind of like a madam. Mm-hmm. So you get to the point where you get a family generation where they want you to break the cycle. So my DNA comes from that background, but I had to become where I break the cycle to where the cycle becomes here to where it becomes more important to take the generation on to the next legit level. Business plan. Mm-hmm. And then the generations comply from that point because it's in my son's DNA and his daughter's DNA, my other son's DNA, and kids. So it's one of those things to where if the DNA, what they say is my grandfather used to always say, if it's a good thoroughbred, it's going to continue to build thoroughbreds.
Wow. Right. I just want to, another thing I think about with you opening up multiple locations, dealing with the COs, dealing with the city ordinances, the rules and regulations, how has that become easier for you with dealing with multiple businesses, understanding how to maneuver through that life, through that?
It comes easier because some of the organizations that people don't think that you need, like the chambers, Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce, right. Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the board of Texas Restaurants Chambers of Commerce. I'm on the board of Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the strategic advisory board for Spot On Software nationally. And so when you get on these boards, you start meeting the city councilmen in these districts, the senators and certain people, to where you got personal relationships. So when properties and things come open and you start buying properties and you want some help or some type of funding, you know who to call. You know how to maneuver. And it's when people don't understand, once you get to the point where you want to buy property and land and the city controls it, if you just a Joe Blow that they don't know nothing about, then they're going to give it to Chick-fil-A. They're going to give it to Starbucks. But if you're a new brand that's up and coming and they know about Breakfast Brothers, instead of giving those millions of dollars to these other firms and other brands, you become a value to the city because you're giving jobs and you help people pay their taxes, and that they fund you these properties and land. And that's no different than Rudy's Chicken. Rudy's Chicken go from their new building to where they are now. That's a city staple. No matter what nobody say, the history when they come to fried chicken is Rudy's, Hall's, and Henderson's and Williams.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go to all of them. You don't have to like all of them, but that's our culture.
That's right.
Is it because they're black owned?
Yeah, that too, and then
because you didn't say Popeyes.
No.
You say Williams, but you didn't say Popeyes.
But when Eve was talking about knowing the city and the value and knowing how to move around, when you become to the point when you're a minority, it's more funds to minorities, but you don't know about that unless you connect it. Mm-hmm. Because just even like two partners, I believe two partners.
That's right.
And Rudy's got funding when it was time to get their new facility because what they were to the culture of the city of Dallas.
That's right.
Yeah, they
and this is just something that I'm learning, that I'm overhearing. And just once again, like I always tell people, I know I'm one of these controversial podcasts. This is my opinion, people. I'm not trying to start trouble.
Controversial podcast.
What?
This is not controversial.
I see some of them comments.
It can go crazy.
What?
It can go crazy.
Yeah.
It definitely
like
can
my
go
boy
crazy.
Big Cheese. I love Big Cheese. Down Cheese, my boy.
That's my boy.
I love when he said that though.
What did he say? Which one?
The one that keep on reposting even up to today.
Yeah.
The one
About
talking
being
about
standing in the
real world.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
prison.
that,
Yes, that went everywhere.
That thing did millions. It's doing millions
He
of
got his
views.
little chocolate butt ripped up in them comments though. I get that.
But a lot of people loved it though.
Yeah, I loved it too. I like Don Chief. I'm a fan of Don. I'm a fan of all Dallas music.
Right.
I rock with everybody. Everybody know me when it comes to the music side.
That's right.
Nobody just never knew that I cook like I did.
Yeah.
Would Breakfast Brothers ever consider, because you mentioned Rudy's, Rudy's have like a standalone drive-through, get your food. Would you ever do a to-go spot for Breakfast Brothers?
We started a to-go spot. It's called Breakfast Brothers Express. I used to have one in Houston.
Okay.
We used to have one downtown Commerce in Trinity Grove. And they went well for a little while because it's almost kind of after we was going into more of the after-hour spot. But after a while, people want to come in Breakfast Brothers, sit down. They want the vibe. They want to hear the playlist. They want the music. They want, we built it to be a home away from home. It's the comfortability of it. So those didn't sustain. Breakfast Brothers is now that I see is not designed for fast food.
Okay.
Something that just crossed my mind was I was talking to Greg Street. That's my boy, Greg Street, and he was we was talking, and something that he said that made me really think about things from a different perspective. Because I was asking him kind of what was the change in Dallas, and when he was here versus him not here, and he was saying that when he was here, that people, instead of going to the Ticketmaster to get their tickets for different events, they funneled through our culture, through our restaurants, through Williams Chicken.
Right.
Would you like to see it get back to that?
Well, Williams Chicken is still the #1 ticket outlet for our watch for the Gremlin Prairie View football game.
Okay, so they still do. They hold that.
They still hold that, and then now. And Greg is right, because it used to be places like record shops, even your shop
That's
here
right.
would be ticket holder.
Getting ticket holders.
Right.
I remember.
I'm a ticket holder for our Watches Gremlin Prairie View football game now.
Okay.
We in promotions and all of those things, but people still, we're in a world and society to where social media, people ready to just get up their phone and the last minute thing and buy their ticket and keep it pushing. And
convenience.
Pay $25 for a $20 ticket.
Yeah,
That's right. But the thing, again, just like I talked about the post office and everybody else, we could have gotten ahead of that. It was ways where we could have cut that off at the pass. But a lot of time, change comes, and when change is coming, we wait too long to get into that change. We got to be on the peak of change as a culture in order to try to readjust and be able to control the narrative a little bit more. Don't you agree?
Right. And I'll tell you where the change comes from. It ain't necessarily the change. It's necessary the point when it comes who's going to do it first. And if nobody do it, then it passes our culture. Yeah. So when we first, Luscious brought me an idea about 3 years ago, and she wanted to build awareness of restaurants, Black-owned restaurants, to where they get award shows and accolades that normal, the other award shows here in the industry, you don't see a lot of the Black-owned restaurants, and then when you do, you kind of you never heard of them. So she wanted to create an award show to where we gave out awards. It's kind of like when Steve Harvey, she told me when Steve Harvey had the Hood Award, so she wanted to start that for the restaurant. So about 3 years she brought it to me, and so we took it to a few people, and everybody tried to change her plan and change the way to do, Granted, I want to do this because she's right, but still, it wasn't my vision, so I didn't know how to create it to turn into my vision. So I just waited until I still got to the point, my focal point on Breakfast Brothers, I was still focused on Breakfast Brothers. Then we went to another person and took it to them, and they wanted to change again. So the one thing you can do with me is make me mad. I'm going to start my own DJ coalition. I'm going to go find my own club to break my own records. I'm just telling some old past stories.
That's right.
And so we created Southern Taste of Dallas Awards and created our own award show. The first year was a hit. The second year, we evaluated the first year, and she wanted to add 2 more pieces to it. Food truck category, and we wanted to have an expo and resources, because so many restaurant owners had questions about how to get in touch with Pepsi, how to get in touch with U.S. Food. They didn't have, but all these people was in the show. By the time the show was over, it just wasn't enough room to ask them the questions. So we started a resource expo. That's a convention. So we have a 3-day event now. And the second year was this year, and it's coming the third year into July. And that's because that we get passed up so much because nobody take the initiative in the beginning and start something so we ahead of the game. It don't make a difference who do it. It's just sometimes we wait till a person do it, and then when that person do it, then somebody get mad and hate about it.
Yeah.
I ain't got no hate in my blood at all. I'm trying to be one of the ones that's finally be able to have our own bank, to have where Mary's Twisted Kitchen, Fluffy's Chicken, I can go on and on, Shells and Tails, all the black-owned restaurants that has some success, to be able to come to a bank, borrow money to build their Chick-fil-A, and the concept to have their corporate-looking brand. That's the reason why we built Breakfast Brothers the way we wanted to build it, to a franchise, to have a corporate look, to where in our own backyards we got our own Waffle House, we got our own we got our own IHOP, we got our own Denny's. Of course, me and Chris own it, but we doing it for all of us, regardless if people say that's BS or not. That's the truth. We want to be able to sustain that.
Damn food's good out there, boy. I'm telling you, when I went out there the other day, boy, it's good. You got a good thing going, man.
And something also that I had never recognized it before, and I'm like, it's a good concept. I was there looking at all the pictures, because the first thing you go and you see all the black and white pictures, and I love it. But for some reason, I've never realized that it was all brothers are on these pictures. I always saw this famous men, but I just never realized that the two people that are on each picture, they're all brothers.
Biological brothers. We wanted to create a transform to the point of having a famous biological brothers wall. And you notice the Breakfast Brothers is in the center of all of them,
yes,
but it's
I
color.
saw that. Right,
so
I saw that.
All the brothers, those are true brothers, whether they're politicians, athletes, singers, movie stars, or whatever.
Wow.
I thought that
some
was
of the brothers that I didn't, when we started giving the pictures to our architect, didn't even realize they was brothers.
Yeah.
You got Shannon Sharp and his brother on there?
Yeah.
I thought it was,
we got some local brothers up there too. We got Terrence and Tim Mayton, the twins.
Yeah.
We got the Pogue twins, Darius and Darren up there. We got Emmy and his brother from Greensboro. So we got some local brothers.
I like it.
There too.
But I was so happy when I went.
Mr. Cajun,
his
brother Mitchell.
That's hard.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
I was so happy when I went into the ladies' restroom. I'm like, okay, finally a female on the wall.
But if you notice, all those females are gone. So it's the legacy of the females that's already passed.
Right, I noticed.
And in
that.
the men's bathroom is the legacy of brothers in the men's bathroom that's already passed.
Oh wow!
Man,
and that's all your locations. You did the same thing.
How important is it to have that concept down?
It's very important. And even if you go in the bathrooms, it got selfie mirrors.
Wow.
So each bathroom, because we're in that world, we want to take a picture, make sure we're clean, take the picture of it.
That's it.
And if you notice one more piece of our culture inside the restaurant, I'm gonna see if y'all can guess. If you standing under the counter, you will see it. You standing right under it. It's the marquise. It's showtime at the Breakfast Brothers.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Piece from Apollo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I didn't realize that. But even that piece right there, I saw it in that restaurant, but I did not even notice it in the Arlington restaurant. Did you not have it at first?
It's in Arlington, but the Arlington one, I call that Plan B. That was when we had a little bit of money, so we had that marquee. The wall was already up there. We just had to go one day and install it and put the sign. But the formula is up there, but the marquee ain't installed. But
right. Because I was about to say I didn't see that one there. I did have another question.
Well, I can go if you don't want. You ain't ready. You ready?
No, I'm ready.
Be ready.
Because I was looking this up. Because when you all were talking, I was like, man, I wish we had an app for this. But then I Googled it. Sometimes you come up with ideas and you think that nobody else has it yet or it hasn't been created. But when you Google it, like, dang, it is already here. An app that. Because I'll be on the road looking for black-owned businesses all the time, black-owned restaurants. And I go to Google. These young kids don't go to Google. They go to TikTok. That's their Google. So I'm like, is there an app that anywhere I'm at, it tells me where
the black-owned businesses
businesses are?
Eat Okra.
I saw that.
And
I saw
started
Eat
that
Okra.
branch through their Pepsi Direct line.
So that one is a good app. Because I saw another app and I was downloading that one. It's called BLAP. Because Eat Okra is only for restaurants.
Right.
This other one, BLAPP, is for everything. So the only thing that I was wondering about with these apps, do you have to contact them as a business owner and say, hey, I want to be added onto your app?
Yes.
Or so you do.
You have to contact me.
Okay,
But
I didn't
when
know
I
if they
first
just
started
do it.
with Eat Okra is because I was a Pepsi partner, so they actually contacted me because of Pepsi.
Okay.
And Pepsi is real big advocates of the DEI program.
Okay.
But when the DEI program kind of got interrupted a little bit, it's kind of caused some problems for Pepsi too. So Pepsi, their division, Pepsi Direct was a black division that they created for black-owned businesses, and they was giving millions of dollars out every year to. And Eat Okra is where they wanted to have a directory for an app for all the black-owned restaurants. So that's how that was created.
Yeah, because I think it's a great idea, because I be looking for those restaurants.
Have you ever seen the movie The Green Book?
Yes.
You know the concept of that, don't you?
No.
That's a true story.
It is a true story.
The Green Book, and that's why I was telling you my grandmother's sister, which is my great aunt, she was in the Green Book in Oklahoma City. The Green Book, back in the day when you couldn't go, you had to make sure you knew which water fountain to drink out of. Wow. So in those days, in those times, they would give you the hotel. You go in it was called a Yellow Book, but for the blacks it was called a Green Book. And you go in and look for the hotels you need to go to, the restaurants you need to go to, and it told you from every city. You went in. Wow. And then that movie is based on the Green Book.
Yeah, because it was a black guy. He was
a musician. I think he was a
famous. Yeah, he was really good. Famous. But he couldn't go into certain places because you're black.
And then when they figured out that it was a directory for it, so his driver started looking through the Green Book to make sure he'd go. But he was too naive. And still was trying to go over here where these white folks didn't want him. Because
he feel like he's worth it because he's who he is.
They wanted him they paid him $1,000 to play for him. He didn't feel like that he had to go through the back door to come play for him. He didn't get that. So the movie is good.
I'm going to check it out. Let me ask you this, man. How important is God in this whole development?
Man, without God, I'm just put it this way, is what I said early on. Whenever you get the purpose, God is in the passenger seat with you. No matter what nobody say about you, what nobody do, they can't stop it. It's like everybody always say, Ricky, you always helping other restaurants. Oh, I don't have no reason not to. What's in store for Breakfast Brothers is already in plan. It don't stop Breakfast Brothers. The only thing that stopped Breakfast Brothers is me if I was hating and I had hatred in my heart.
That's right. And
that's how when Miss Jamaica asked me, how do we find the next restaurant? We don't. It just comes to me, and then either I get a call or it comes to me and go. And I tell everybody, sound weird. Somebody, you could be talking to me over and over about an ideal, and let's just tell you this, and I might ignore it for a long time, and then one day I wake up at 3 a.m. and it comes to me. I put in a note and I go the next day and execute it. And let's just say, I've been told you that. I said, yeah, but for some reason it
didn't register.
No. But when it do, and that's how important God is. When your dreams and visions become so irrelevant and so easy, is because He's involved, and you stay obedient. And it's just like, I had a conversation with I say this all the time too, Concord Pastor Carter at Concord.
Okay,
and he tell me the same thing, and I said, man, I'm just being obedient with God telling me when it come to these restaurants. I know it's food, but I don't know when the Last Supper gonna be, and I ain't trying to get to that point. And he just told me stay the course.
Wow. As far as charitable acts, things that you guys do to help the communities, what are there any charitable acts going on to where you guys are helping out?
Oh man, we do so much. Every year, this 4th year is coming up now. We do a toy and bike drive right on the campus of Redbird. Every year we do. Now this is the 2nd year for it. I teamed up with Snoop Johnson. He's bringing the inner city basketball tournaments back to the inner city, and we big title sponsors of that. And just like we said with Luscious, partnering with Luscious on the Southern Taste of Dallas Awards, we're bringing that to the community to where we build awareness of that. And then, man, some things I don't even talk about. But teacher dinners and like police dinners. It's just like sponsorship. People call out there, and my bookkeeper and my director of operations have to tell me sometimes, we got to slow down. You can't keep doing these sponsors. It ain't in the budget.
Let me ask about it because I thought about SNAP and all the stuff that's going on with the government shutdown and just the way people, are being affected. I thought that was, it's something we have to think about because everybody don't have. Some people haven't understood how to change their mind about how to go and get how to receive.
That's something that I was saying. You said early on. I do day to day, so I never thought about something would happen with SNAP. But we already been doing stuff before SNAP even happened.
Correct.
As a matter of fact, you just reminded me. I got a call with Dallas College, Dr. Daryl Williams. He's wanting to partner with Breakfast Brothers to do something because of SNAP before Thanksgiving. So I had to get back with him on that. So we get a lot of things all that. So we've already been doing those things before SNAP.
I thought about and I'm gonna say this because I got a lot of restaurant owner friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I always think about the food afterwards. What do you guys do when it's time to get rid of the food? How do you maintain not overcooking, not having too much? That has been a balancing act, man.
Not at Breakfast Brothers.
How do y'all deal with it?
Because you get reports. You get sales reports. You know your high peak times of sales. You know your low peak times of sales. Breakfast is between 9 and 2 o'clock. If you overcooking after 2 o'clock, there's a problem.
That's right.
By the time the 2 o'clock, we got 2 hours late. From 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, you just cooking as ordered because everything's designed at Breakfast Brothers to be cooked fresh between 12 and 15 minutes. So you don't have to extra drop because the business is slowed down. And then at the end of the night, if we see overcooked food, what I did is one cat just kept doing it. When listen, I said, you have 6 to 8 wings every time you overcook. So we do that 7 days. That's 8. I'm just say 10 wings, average 10 wings. That's 70 wings a week times 4. 280 wings. A whole case hold about $2.95. So you mean you throwing away the whole case? Okay, cool. Started deducting it from his check.
Exactly.
Didn't have no more waste. Accountability is what you got to put when you come to that stuff.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, even if it's overcooked food, we don't want to give dried up chicken, bacon, and sausage to homeless. They don't even want that.
That's right.
I'd rather cook them fresh food and let them come in and sit down and have some hot chocolate and coffee during the winter time.
That's right.
So we very limited to overcooking food because we have a process that goes off of sales.
I like that. And you have to, that's important to get that process in play because some restaurants, it kills them, right?
Food waste will kill you.
Food waste will
Labor,
kill you.
food costs, and waste. Those are the 3 things that.
Y'all don't sell. Y'all don't sell liquor at these.
Yeah, we got beer and wine license.
Okay,
we
beer and
do
wine.
mimosas only.
Mimosas.
Okay. Yeah, they did talk about mimosas the other day.
Which
I
we
heard a
use
couple of girls
Prosecco.
trying to act like they was getting drunk in there.
But they weren't.
They weren't even drunk.
But we actually do use Prosecco wine. I don't do that dry champagne on mimosas. That stuff is nasty.
Yeah, it is nasty. I don't know if it's a certain kind of champagne that makes it, because I have had some that actually
Wycliffe,
taste
dried
really good.
$3 a bottle. Wycliffe, I'm gonna tell you right now what it is.
That tastes good?
No, that tastes terrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, 'cause I don't. Yeah.
Man.
But,
last question. Go ahead.
Have you ever ran into a situation where you had employees stealing food and taking it home?
I possibly what they would do is that comes from they will overcook.
There you
They
go.
feel like what they have left, they can take it.
Yeah.
So we had stopped it. So I hadn't technically ever seen nobody stealing food, but they overcooked it to make it visible, to make it look like they ain't stealing. But we had to tell them that's still stealing.
Okay.
It's still stealing. It's funny to say. We nicknamed my niece Chicken Little one time because of this. She used to work at Albertson. And I don't care what nobody said. Albertson used to have some of the baddest fried chicken in the land, boy. And so they was throwing away the chicken strips. So before they got ready to throw away, Rodnika took and got her own chicken strip. They fired her. She said, well, you was going to throw it away anyway.
Right.
And she cried and lost her job. She's still in high
My
school.
daughter did the same thing.
We nicknamed her Chicken Little.
My daughter did the same thing. Ate a bag of chips, took them to the back, ate them.
And was going to come back to pay for it.
And was going to come back to pay for them because she seen the other kid do it. And they let her go.
Yeah.
I say, that's what you get. Get on back up to this stuff. Right here. That's where you belong. That was my oldest daughter. She in the military now. I guess she ain't stealing no more.
No. They stealing her life now, stealing her time from her.
Yeah. She understand what's going on now. Thank you so much, man. How can people get a hold of you if they trying to reach out, trying to find a restaurant? How do they?
Man, Breakfast Brothers is on everywhere on social media. BreakfastBrothers.com. Show everything on website. At Breakfast Brothers IG, Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. We post everywhere.
Is there anything that I need to be looking out for because you adding something new to the menu coming soon?
Well, I got a
he always got something.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say.
It's crazy to say. We got a deal that Lush has created. It's been on, and it's probably the number one seller that I never really make awareness. It's called the catfish fried rice. So she got on me this.
Hold on, catfish fried rice. Never heard of that.
It's fried catfish that's in the rice fried, and then you got a fried piece of catfish over the top. And
So it's already mixed up in the rice,
Yes,
and then you put another one.
It's amazing.
Any gravy or something you put on top of that?
She do all kind of tricks and trades to it. You know that she's the foodie. The Henny sauce she put on it. But I actually, with the new location, I actually just partner up with the Rambler Inn. We creating what you call a bed and breakfast. So you'll be able to 24 units down the block. It's a hotel boutique, cowboy themed rooms, Texas Ranger rooms, and then regular rooms. Cool. So you can book rooms 7 days a week, and it'll be a QR code in your room that you can scan and order your food. You can either come down to the restaurant, pick it up, or we'll deliver it to your room. So we're creating a bed and breakfast. I actually just, as today, up driving in a car up here, posted it.
Really?
Posted this. Man, I need to quit texting and driving.
Yeah.
Promoting and driving. I need to quit doing that.
But you know what
I
can't stand about, because I'm a breakfast person. I think that's one of my favorite meals of the day is breakfast food. I can eat it any time of the day. Mm-hmm. It's hard to find. I don't want to go to Denny's. I don't want to go to IHOP and all of those places. But it's hard to find a great restaurant that serves breakfast all day long. And you close at only a certain time, so
close at 4.
Right.
At 4.
So what happens if I want breakfast at 8?
Well, you have to go in your house or have E. Buy the groceries for them, let them do it. Or find they don't even, International Pancake House ain't even 24 hours no more. They used to be 24 hours.
So would you look into doing something like that eventually?
No. I'm telling you,
well, you didn't talk family or nothing. Is that off limits or something?
No, you go ahead.
I mean, far as the baby and all that, are we not talking about that kind of stuff on this?
I found out all about that the other day. So
okay. How's fatherhood, man?
Hey, look at Lee. He just want to throw it out. This brother I got a 2-year-old.
Yeah. Well, I got a partner that got you beat. He's way on up.
Oh, he's way on up.
Way on up, handling his business.
He started all over again.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. Kids, all my other kids are grown, but kids nowadays growing up, oh man, it must be something in the water or something.
So there's a difference.
They do not stop. Raylan is non-stop. He be bouncing off the walls. When he go to sleep, I be like,
you know what it is? Your older ones were doing the same thing too. It's just that you were younger, so you was able to keep up.
A big thing to do because I grew up with my other kids. You know,
right.
I was young with kids, and you know, so I grew up. So you probably got a point with that.
Yeah,
but I don't know, Raylan boy. You know, I always say that thing, terrible twos, man. He's hitting me up. Terrible.
I don't know why. When you said that the other day, I was like thinking, I'm like, dang, why did I think that boy probably about 4 or 5 by now?
No, he getting ready to be 3.
That's crazy.
Boy, he been talking, running, jumping. He's very smart. Knows colors, know how to count, knows sign language.
Sign language.
And one day, he told me, I said, I love you, I'm finna go. And he said, I love you too, Daddy. And he did like that. I said, boy, you ain't from H-Town. And his mama said, that's the sign language for I love you. Yeah. I said, I thought that was H-Town. You talking to H-Town.
Man, that'll keep you young, man. Say, man, thank you for coming on the show, man. We appreciate you, man. We love you, man.
Love y'all more.
Rickey Booger's been on Boss Talk 101 one more again. It went down today. It's been another great segment of Boss Talk 101. What a bosses talk.
And we out.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk, we gon' have fun. We be on fire, we be lit. It's a unique hustle, big